Okay, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. You're thinking, it's cool to see what you've done to your car, but what I really want to know is, how do these mods compare to a stock 392, and how will these mods compare to a totally stock 5.7 liter car? Well, today we're going to answer that question. Okay, so for those of you who've been following the progress on my car, I'm sure you're excited to see how it compares to a stock 392. And for those of you who are new to my channel, my car has long tube stainless works headers and an HRT Stage 2 cam from Comp Cams. That's it. I downloaded 401.99 wheel horsepower and 403 pound-feet of torque to the wheels. Now, with that, we had some restrictions up top in the upper RPM range and a few issues that I'm gonna have to work out, a couple tweaks that have to be made to the car to unlock the rest of the power. But I go over that in detail in the dyno video, and I'm gonna put a link to that up here that you can check out. Okay, now let's get into it. So do you guys remember my buddy Jay? He was the guy with the plum crazy purple 392 Charger, and about 3 months ago we got together and did a few runs when I only had my headers done, just to compare how just that modification would do versus a 392. So Jay was in my neck of the woods the other day, and he gave me a shout and said, hey, you know, now that you've got that cam installed, why don't we get together and do a few runs just to see how your car compares now that you got your cam in? And that was a hell of an idea. So now before we jump in here, I just want to point out how honest I am with you guys on my channel and taking you through me working on my car and the different modifications and the ups and downs and expectations that we meet and stuff that we don't quite meet, and just totally honest with you guys. Because if I wanted to, I could show you guys a clip like this. And say, hey, I did it, guys. My car's just as fast as a 392. We did it with just 2 modifications. Like maybe some of those other shadier YouTube channels might try to do, but that's not exactly how it went down. Now, regretfully, I don't have a better camera view of these races. As you'll see, as the race continues, my rear view mirror gets right in the way of where Jay is in the race, and then you can't really tell what happened.
Yep.
Not bad.
That was my best run ever.
Was it?
Yeah.
That was really close, actually.
Yeah.
What did it say? What did you?
12.7 I did.
Oh, really? Nice, nice. You hooked up nice.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Right.
It was decent. I didn't spin it.
Yeah.
And then I hit the 4 ways as soon as I hit quarter mile.
Yeah, nice. Sweet.
Hit those tracks pretty hard though.
Yeah, the tracks are a little bouncy. So basically what happened is Jay jumped out to a 2 car length lead right off the line. And then after that, we stayed dead even with each other the rest of the race, all the way up to about what a quarter mile speed would be for us. All right. Yep. Okay.
Interesting.
So how'd that say you did?
12.9.
Nice. I definitely spun a bit,
Yeah,
but
you're right there.
we were right there.
It's fucking faster for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's that's pretty cool.
It'd be nice when you get the rest of it out of there.
I know.
Should be fucking real close.
We're open for 420, but
Yeah.
nah. I just don't want to tear it
Right
apart
apart.
right away.
Right? That's all this thing's got probably.
What's that?
That's probably all this thing has.
Yep.
About 420. And I bet you I'm heavier.
Maybe a little, maybe 100 pounds.
The SRT though, it's like 4,600 pounds. It's got every option.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm about 42, so.
Yeah.
Now the second race was the exact same thing. He jumped out to a quick lead, and then our cars stayed exactly the same distance apart the rest of the entire race, which made it a really close race.
I'd like to give you the hit and see if I can pull past you, or maybe a roll race, or maybe both.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, to start, I'll go easy off the line, and then I'll see if I can get past you.
Okay, you want me to launch like decently hard?
Yeah, do you think?
Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's give it a shot. Here we go. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we found with the launch part of the race out of it, Jay couldn't really pull up or make much ground up on me. I pretty much jumped ahead and then stayed ahead the rest of the time. In that way, the cars were actually really equal. So then Jay suggested maybe we try a roll race and see how they do on a roll race together. Take the launch out of it and try a roll race. Okay, yeah. I wonder if that's like your intake with the active runner, like switching to a short runner down low. Maybe.
Yeah, it's all lined now.
Yeah, it's pretty close though. Yeah. That's cool. Well, that was pretty crazy. Just got done meeting up with my good friend Jay again. Did a couple runs from a dig and then a couple from a roll just to see how the cam, as we have it set up now, compares to his stock 392. And let me tell you, there were some very, very interesting results. So one of the reasons I'm kind of wondering if why he has such an advantage down low could have something to do with that 392 intake with those active runners. It is an excellent intake. As you guys know, it switches from the long runner to the short runner. So when you're down low, it allows you to get the power that you want out of that short runner and then switches up top to better suited high RPM range, right? So it gives you the best of both worlds, which is a really cool intake design. Right now I still just got my stock 5.7 liter intake, which is still a really well-designed intake, but for him to jump out like that down low, I mean, that could be part of it too, right? We do both have different transmissions, his with the automatic and the 307 gears, I think, in those 8-speed automatics, and me with my 6-speed with a 391 gear. So it is a little bit different gearing and transmission wise down low, but I don't know if that would necessarily explain him jumping out that far right off the hop. Man, is that ever encouraging to know that, man, that 392 literally jumps out at the start a car or a car and a half, and then that's it. It stays literally the same the rest of that entire race. Guys, I'm super stoked on that, especially considering that right now the car's only putting out 400 rear wheel horsepower for like 402 rear wheel horsepower, as opposed to the 420 that we know that we can make once we do a little bit of tweaking with the car and get rid of some of the restriction that we're seeing in the upper RPM. Man, guys, this car is going to be an absolute rocket. It already is a rocket, but the potential for it to be an even quicker street Hemi is super, super exciting. So a few days later, I had a subscriber reach out to me, and he's got a black 5.7 6-speed Challenger, very similar to mine, but his is totally stock. Now, he wanted to see how his would compare to a modified Challenger like mine, and just kind of see what the difference is between the two cars before he starts modding. So we got together, and this is how it went. Okay, are you ready? Whoa, we're already rolling. Okay. Not bad, yeah. So now on the first run, we both hooked pretty well. And you'll see in the video that he pulled out to a little bit of a quick start, but fairly quickly my car caught up to him and then just kept pulling ahead and kept pulling as the race went on. Well. No, yeah, it seemed like it was a bit of spinning. Yep. A little bit of rough road.
Chinese pavement, that's
yeah.
not as good as it gets.
Not the best. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of what it's like. Yeah, man. All right, guys, well, I hope you found this video interesting. I found it super, super interesting to compare my car between a stock 392 and a stock 5.7. It's kind of an interesting perspective to see how far you've come with your car, even for as few modifications as I have. Now, as I mentioned, these comparisons took place before I had a chance to go in and deal with those restrictions that we saw in the upper RPM range of that dyno graph. So that just means that after I tackle these restrictions, I'm gonna have to go back and redo these same tests with a stock 392 and a stock 5.7 just to get the comparison once I get that power sorted out. But in the meantime, it does give you guys an idea of what kind of performance you can get out of your 5.7 Hemi with just 2 mods. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't, please like the video and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.